Breaking news. Welcome to today's headlines. Biafra, ex-Biafran soldier, was falsely accused and executed for stealing an official vehicle of the Nigerian Army. How ex-Biafran soldier was falsely accused and executed for stealing an official vehicle of the Nigerian Army. To my dear listeners from wherever you're listening from, please stay tuned as I read today's news. During the time of Yakubu Gowon's military rule, if a person was found guilty of armed robbery, the convicted armed robber or robbers were said to get executed through firing squad. Death by firing squad is said to kill faster than any other method of executions. Death sentences in Nigeria are always given out, but they don't really carry it out. The most occurrence of death by firing squad is the one which took place in 1972, where the whole community came out to confess that the young man Stanley Enekwe did not commit any crime, yet he was executed. It was a sad incident. Stanley, convicted of armed robbery. Condemned armed robbery, Stanley Enekwe was executed in April 1972 for stealing an official vehicle. Of the Nigerian Army, Stanley was said to have been an ex-soldier of the Biafran Army who fought in the Nigerian Civil War and returned with one of the official war vehicles, of which he was accused of stealing and then sentenced to death by firing squad. Stanley Enekwe's father was present during his execution in Ajali, near Awka, in the then East Central State. It was during the regime of General Yakubu Gowon, Nigeria's military wartime leader, and the law in place for convicted armed robbers was nothing but death by the firing squad. Thus, it happened in April 1972 that a young man named Stanley Enekwe was convicted of armed robbery and he was to be shot to death. The place was Ajali, near Awka in the then East Central State. That part is now Anambra State. Enekwe's public execution was scheduled, but something really spectacular happened. In those days, families and relatives usually avoided the scene of public execution because they believed that the accused had brought overwhelming shame to their name and disgrace upon the entire family. However, that was not the case with Stanley Enekwe's father. He was not only at the execution ground, but he was there with his son to the very last. In a picture, he is seen mopping off the sweat on his son's face and giving words of encouragement. The agony of a father and the demonstration of unconditional love. Enekwe's father then told his son these words, murmuring to him, "Fear not, the Lord is waiting to receive you." On the day of his execution, Many of his villagers trooped out and proclaimed his innocence. Enekwe was said to have been an ex-soldier of the Biafran army and came back to Ajali after the Nigerian Civil War with one of the official vehicles, which he was accused of stealing. To quote Uzuamaka Odoku Nwanko, a member of the Nigerian Nostalgia Project (NNP), she said concerning this issue, "I finally spoke to an eyewitness. Stanley was an officer in the Biafran Army, and after the war, he came back to Ajali with one of the official vehicles and was accused of stealing it. The Nigerian army was very wicked to the men who fought them and seized every opportunity that they could get to victimize them. The case against him started immediately after the war and dragged on to the day that he was killed. Most people avoided him as they were also afraid of being victimized, so his dad stood by him and boldly came to the execution to show him that he believed in him and also hoping for a miracle. I am not from Ajali, but I know that family very well, although I didn't meet them until the 1980s. There are many things, but they are not armed robbers. Was he really guilty, or the Nigerian government victimized him because of the Biafran war?" To my dear listeners, now we've come to the end of our today's news. Please do drop by at the comment section and let us know what your view is all about. Thank you for listening.